What's up, everybody? I am CleverlyChloe.
I'm Alexandria.
And welcome to Do You Feel Me?
Do you feel me? Ring. Clink, clink, clink.
Literally, Alex and I are friends. We are currently residing in Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
I am born and raised from New York, the Bronx, New York. And Alex?
I was born in Fort Worth, lived in Houston for 10 years, and now I've been here for like a year and a half. So, new to Dallas.
She's a real ass, rich ass bitch from the South.
Oh, yes. Come on, Trina.
You know when I hear that song, I think about you, though. Like, I literally, because that's the first person that put me on. I was like...
Y'all, when I rap/sing that song, I become somebody else. Like, which I think when she first saw me singing, she was like...
Clutch the pearls. The clutching of the pearls. I was like, is this my bougie friend? I'm sorry. You rap like you have your bills on auto pay. I'm like, okay.
Yes! Some of them I do. Anyway,
but it's been really interesting because we're friends. We're still new friends. Even I will always say it's about 2 years in.
Yeah, just went by quick.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, you and me, but
we established our network of transplant friends. So literally, I didn't realize what it was like to be a transplant. Being from New York, I was at the city that everybody migrated to and transplanted to. Now,
everybody's coming to the South, shawty.
I don't feel like a colonizer, but I feel like a gentrifier because I'm literally benefiting from gentrified neighborhoods, and
that's true.
I don't want it any other way. Like I'm not gonna move to struggle. I'm sorry, I'm not.
No. Wait, speaking of transplant, y'all, so I will never forget. So you were moving into your first apartment in Texas and you hit me and you were like, so they don't want like first and last month's rent or deposit. They were like, you come in for free and we'll pay you. And I was just like, is that normal? I was like, yeah, that's normal, like do it. She was so confused. I was like, she was about to move into it.
Okay.
It's a scam.
So being from New York, a lot of people don't realize New York apartment hunting is so exhausting.
I didn't realize.
You have to first make 40 times the rent to even qualify if you can actually have the opportunity to think about moving into this apartment.
40 times.
And some places it's 45, some places it's 60. Okay, let's be very clear.
Wow.
So you have to make 40 times the rent. Then on top of that, to actually secure the home as yours, you have to pass credit check and all that stuff. Provide 2 to 3 statements of banks, proof of employment, paychecks, that's pay stubs. You also have to have first, last, and security deposit. And the security deposit equals a month's rent. So you basically have to pay 3 months rent to move in someplace. Whereas Texas was like,
come on down.
We can just let you hold the apartment for like $150 or even $80. I paid $80.
Or they'll be like 6 weeks free, 8 weeks free.
The concession.
We'll give you a Visa gift card.
Oh, and because you came in today, we'll waive the application fee. So just come live with us. But I will say, Texas is also like, if you don't pay that rent within the first week, you will get a notice of eviction. So as cute as it is to move in, it's real quick for them to get you out.
She was like, is this a scam? I was like, no, sis, that's how everything is.
No.
But I will say, so what's like the size difference, like apartment wise, like with like costs in comparison to New York to like Texas?
Same thing though, for like moving closer downtown here in Texas, you know how you lose space, and it costs more. Same thing in New York. In Manhattan, people think all the apartments in New York are tiny. No, those are Manhattan and new gentrified apartments. I'm from the Bronx. I've always had space. Like I've always had my own room, large closet. I mean, I had a 2-bedroom in New York that was probably like 840 square feet. Okay. Which is relatively large. And maybe it was even like 900, and I think our rent was like 1080.
Oh yeah, if you listen to the movies and TV, they're telling y'all paying $3,000 for 200 square feet.
But we had also lived there for like 15 years, and my mother locked it in years ago. But at the same time, we still had a lot of space. But moving to a different city, and a lot of people will ask me, what inspired you to leave New York, especially out here in Dallas? They're like, you left New York City?
Yeah.
Yes, and let me tell you why. Because the New York that everyone has fantasized and romanticized, it no longer exists. That New York of the 90s and the 2000s where Carrie was rocking a nameplate. I mean, we still rock nameplates, clearly.
She was rocking I'll have one too, but mine broke.
We'll get it fixed. Okay.
But,
it's definitely a different city. There's definitely a different aura, a different vibe. Mentally, I kind of like burned out. I think I outgrew my network, and obviously during COVID, I actually probably escaped during the right time. I left in 2019.
Yeah.
And I would have probably gone crazy if I had to do quarantine in New York City.
Yeah.
In my apartment.
Because we were low key open the majority of the time down here in Houston and Dallas.
I feel like that girl that was on the court show when the man said they just had sex last night.
We were definitely open.
We were outside, but like respectively, you know what I mean? Like distant, responsibly distant, you know, in the pool. But at the same time, like, right, I knew for myself personally, I moved because I knew cost of living. I couldn't get the same quality of life in New York that I needed to get for my age, right? Turning 30, I knew I wanted a little bit more. I wanted a little bit more space. I wanted a little bit more quiet. Yeah. I wanted more opportunity for career, and I didn't think I was going to be able to achieve those in New York. As crazy as it sounds, it just I had reached my max.
Got you.
In terms of potential.
Got you.
Why did you move from your hometown of technically, I guess, Houston, back to that? Like, was it the same reason? Was it some job related?
Yeah, so I'm a Texas girl my whole life. So born in Dallas-Fort Worth area. Dad's a pastor. I'm getting to that a little bit later. But moved to the country where I went to middle school, high school, and I went to college, lived in Houston for like 10 years. Loved it, great time, pause, comma, semicolon. However, it got to a point where like Houston's like Atlanta, like without celebrities, I feel like. Like a little LA. And I was in TV, and it just got to be like a lot. Like I had to be at the station. I worked there at like 7 a.m. But I was like, it was like church, then let's go to brunch. Then brunch turns into, we got a table here, come through, Alex. Okay. And then it's a whole thing. And so, but great time, love Houston. But I had a great opportunity for a major exhibitor. I worked for Cinemark out here at the corporate office. So I moved for that job. But I was still teaching at the University of Houston, which I still do, go Cougs, teaching there. So yeah, it was a career business move. And I don't think I would have started my business, Sparkle and Vibes, had I still been in Houston, because I was just distracted, to be honest. There's a lot going on. Yeah,
I mean, you're trying to juggle and balance, you know, your day job to funnel and fuel. As a creative, we're both creatives.
Yeah.
So we like stability in the sense where we always want that corporate job because you need that consistent check and health benefits. But at the same time, it helps fund your creative lifestyle. Yep. And for me, as CleverlyChloe, for those who don't know me in New York, I was hosting events, I was curating events, parties like the In-House. I was, you know, hosting events like Trap Karaoke once in a while.
She had the crowd.
I was also producing my digital series, Clever in the City. Like I was literally working to fuel my creative projects and passions, but I burnt out because I just felt like it was to no avail. And I felt that I had just was no longer inspired at my location as well. And as a 30-year-old single person with no kids and no ties, everything that aligned perfectly for me to move to Texas. It was like within months. I came to April to visit in 2019. By August 2019, I was here. Had a job. Didn't have a place to live, but I think my best friend, I had convinced her to move with me.
Yep.
Shout out to my girl, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal.
And we both made the best decision of our lives. And by the time I got here, she was already established, and I was kind of like waiting for her. And I just...
Because I met Crystal first at a pool party. And then I met you.
But I came to Janice's pool party.
No. I met Janice at Jan's pool party, and then Crystal came, and then I met you.
Oh, because Crystal had Janice had another pool. Anyways.
Anyway.
So, right. And then that's just how easy it was for us to meet new people. It was, you know, one connection through another connection through another connection. And by the time last year rolled around, I had a pool party with like 50 people.
She did.
And the people that I had met like maybe the year prior were like, who are all these people? And I was like, oh, these are all my friends. And they're like,
y'all, I'm friendly. I thought I was friendly, so I met her.
Stop it.
I love new people, but anyway.
Stop it. I'm very welcoming. Like,
she is.
Despite the fact that I'm an Aries Taurus and people think Taurus are so mean. And like, we're actually really friendly and like really like loyal people.
Just don't test them.
Right. But I also need my space. Like I'm way better like in person than I am like on the phone. You know what I mean? I'm like a very much like, okay, call me, we'll hang out and actually connect and vibe versus like me calling you. I don't feel like talking on the phone. I don't want to.
Yeah. No, if people who aren't familiar, so you might think Dallas and Houston are both in Texas, but they're very different. Very, very different. I would say there's a lot more, you know, like black owned spots, you know, urban spots to go to in Houston, which is great. Dallas is getting there.
Ooh, urban.
You don't like the word urban?
It's just so, it has a negative connotation for certain like places.
Really? Okay,
Coming from New York, it does. Yeah.
I get an HBCU Black Girl Pass when I say urban.
that you do.
But a lot more like Black-owned spots to go to. That was kind of getting a little bit, but it's very different. Like there's somewhere to go in Houston. No, take Dallas, love y'all. There's somewhere to go like on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you might look up and be like, "Oh, y'all, it's Tuesday, and why am I out at 1 o'clock in the morning?" But happened to you.
But that's what Dallas has become.
But that happened to you like 2 weeks ago. She said she had which time you get home on Tuesday? Taco Tuesday, 3 o'clock in the morning.
You telling my business.
I was home sleep, y'all.
Telling my business.
Sleep is my ministry.
Well,
watching TDJs.
But
these heathens out here in the streets.
But that also translates to how Dallas was a good choice for me because it is a melting pot. It is diverse and eclectic. I went to a PWI, so for me, diversity is important. Not saying I don't love being around, but it also was my time to come around my Black people, right? Because as a mixed girl from New York, I'm always around my Dominicans and Puerto Ricans.
I went to PWI for my master's, so I totally get that.
So for me, it was a good blend. I have Hispanic people here. There's Hispanic culture. I can see, people from all different walks of life here. So I need diversity. That's me personally.
Yeah.
But I also still need to be centered around my people. I need to be around Black people. You know what I'm saying?
And also to that point about being a transplant, I feel like I'm the only one of our friend group in Dallas that's like from Texas. To talk about the melting pot, think about it. Like, there's
our friends are from Houston, from Chicago, Tennessee.
Even our guy friends are from Ohio, LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends from New Orleans.
Yes.
I have a lot of friends from New York here too, but
so I'm like
Pittsburgh. My homegirl's from Pittsburgh.
I'm like a transplant unicorn. I'm the only one from Texas, which is crazy.
Because from folks in Houston, like who would go to Dallas for what?
Oh yeah, Dallas and Houston's like a thing. Like
they got beef.
And so if you're from Houston, y'all know about going from the Woodlands to the South Side. That's like I don't know what an hour. And
y'all lazy. Y'all in a car by yourself. Oh God forbid.
Traffic in Houston. They cannot drive in Houston. Love y'all. Y'all can't drive.
Can't drive in Dallas neither.
They cannot drive. They won't let you over. A little bit of rain comes. Oh my God, I can't drive that slow. Sorry.
But I've also noticed that too as well here in Dallas. Like just things I have to get used to. The driving here is different. What people consider a long commute, like for people in Dallas, any outside of 20 minutes driving is too long. I'm not going.
Why? Who said?
And like New York, that's all it takes driving. Bet I don't got to take the train or the bus.
It's an engagement. Oh, I can't go.
Exactly.
It's a baby shower. No.
But also everything is really different out here. Like me, I had to transition corporately. The culture was different.
How was that?
I'm unapologetically Black always. So I realized I had to filter myself based off the questions that people asked me when I first got here from being from New York. Like somebody asked me about 9/11 and I was like, oh, okay, we're still confused about that. What happened there?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Just what time people go to lunch and like summer Fridays and like
wait, hold on.
The work ethic was like definitely slower.
Y'all didn't have summer Fridays?
They did not. In New York we do, but we don't. Like white people get to enjoy summer Fridays.
I think summer Fridays here is like
11:30.
Understood. Like don't have a meeting after 12 o'clock.
No one's gonna be here.
Don't really have a meeting period on a Friday. Like especially now working from home. Like I'm working from the pool on a Friday. Like I'm sorry.
The privilege.
I'm so excited.
The privilege.
It's gonna be like 80 degrees soon.
Next week, actually, it'll be 80 degrees here.
Bikini weather. But anywho.
But we, honestly and truly, I think if you're thinking or interested in making a pivotal transition to a new country, I see a lot of people are leaving the country right now.
Research it.
Research where you're going. Understand the cultural cues of where you're going to.
Yep.
Check out the different areas before you commit to a location. Really understand the risk and the rewards that you're about to take. I knew what I was going to take, what I was going to lose leaving New York, and I also knew what I was going to gain.
Yeah.
And for me, the rewards outweighed the risks. So it was a no-brainer. I miss my friends and my accessibilities and like the life we used to live, but I don't miss New York. It'll always be my home. I love it to death, but I don't miss it. Like genuinely, organically, I feel like I am home in Dallas.
Yeah, and I love Houston. Thinking about coming to Texas, the cost of living is wonderful.
But no. For now, if they don't come, it'll still be good. If they come, then it'll be bad.
We're not asking.
So no, you don't have to come here.
You might congest the freeway.
You know how to
But no, it's great. I love Houston. I call that home. But like when I go visit, because I'm there like once a month. But when I go visit Houston, I still feel like, ooh, I want to go home to Dallas. So it's a trip. And when you get older, you want different things and different goals and everything. So anyway, we hope this little story helps. Watch us, and we want to know, did you feel us on that one?
Follow the Instagram page.
Follow CleverlyChloe. And do you feel me?
Alexandria.
Yes. Bye.